Welcome to Meadowsweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. My name's Bonnie, and you are most welcome here in my little corner of the world in southwestern Pennsylvania. I have been really busy just trying to get all of the plantings in and get my flower beds cleaned up and mulched, and it's just really been a super busy time of year for me. I have also been experimenting with some jelly recipes, some really unusual recipes that I'd like to share with you. And from my last video, I was showing you how I process the honey from the beehives. And this video, I'll show you how I process the wax from the beehives. So why don't you join me and I'll share some of my projects that I've been working on. I'm making rose jelly, and there's lots of rose jelly recipes on the internet. I just found this on a website, and basically I took some of my rose petals that I had growing on the farm and I steeped them and strained the petals out, and then I added about 2 cups of sugar, and I added some rose water and some lemon juice and boiled that. And here I boiled the jars and the lids, and now I'm gonna put them back into the water bath. So this is an absolutely beautiful recipe. It's really good. And I got the inspiration. I was talking to my daughter Jacqueline, and she just went to the bakery and she purchased rose-filled donuts. So I had to give it a try. This is my little scarecrow. He goes in my garden every year, and I think I bought him at a fair, a little festival, years and years ago. I think even when Samantha and Jacqueline were really tiny. It's how old this little guy is. And over the years, the little screws that hold his arms and head up got rusted. And I think this past winter he was outside, and so he needed a major overhaul. So here I'm painting him with acrylic paint. I'll give him a nice couple coats of paint. And Stephen is gonna fix him up with his arms and his head, so he gets new screws. And his post broke, so the little pointed area on the bottom of the post that you drive into the ground, that broke off. I think it rotted. That's how old this little guy is. So Stephen made him a new little post to go into the ground, and I'm gonna dress him up and I'll put him back in the garden. So he's just lovely. He always makes me smile when I see him out there in the garden. Last year I bought this potted plant, and it has basil, mint, and strawberries. And I didn't get strawberries last year, but I have several this year. And here's some of my flowers. That's my Johnny Jump Ups. I think they are absolutely so precious. I found this in my garden and I thought it was a weed and I was going to pull it up, and I identified it as a black-eyed Susan. So here's some of my trees. This tree is a pussy willow that's gotten way too big for his britches, so he's got to come out. This is my vegetable garden with my little scarecrow. And I have fruit trees in the backyard. That is a pear tree, and it has given me lots of pears over the years. And this is my fledgling peach tree. And he seems to be doing, I say he, she, seems to be doing okay. Some of the leaves are a little yellow, I'm not sure why, but for some reason it did not produce any blossoms, so I don't think I'll be getting any peaches. But the peaches that I've had from this tree are the best. They are so good. I also have a plum tree, and it's right beside this poplar that we have to cut down, but it has given me plums. Here's a couple fig bushes. I think I have 3 or 4, and they are prolific. The fruit is delicious. And I also have some blueberries, and I have a pink berry. I love making beeswax candles, and I'd like to share with you how I go through the process of taking the wax from the bee hive and rendering it into beeswax. So here's all the scrapings from the frames, and it's still pretty dirty at this point, and I've got to melt it down. It's amazing how the color changes from brown to the yellow, the golden yellow color with the beeswax. But I use a crock pot specifically. I actually have 2. One is for the clean wax, and this one's for the wax that is still pretty dirty, the initial stages. So I melt the wax in the crock pot, And once I always put water in the bottom. And once it's melted and hardens, I take it back out again, and I'll show you. It's still pretty dirty. It's still got some flecks of dirt from the beehive. And you can see on the back there, it still needs to go through another process. So put it back in the crock pot with the water, but this time I'll line the crock pot with some cheesecloth, and I'll let that melt, and then it kind of filters it out quite a bit. And here is a picture of some beeswax and the different colors that you get. Just beautiful. Hi guys. I am just finishing up my tea. It's about 5 o'clock, and I'm gonna walk down to my neighbors. Their son just graduated from high school, so I want to give him a little gift. But I thought I'd just pop on here really quick. I just wanted to show you a couple things that I'm working on. I'm almost done. I was gonna try to wait and post this video when I finished this, but I'm almost there. I have 2 more rows of the pattern, let me see if I can, that pattern, and then probably about 12 rows of knit, and then you bind off with the picot edge. And this is the Surprise Party Shawl by Helen Stewart, and the colors came in a kit from Toad Hollow. So I think it's gonna be really pretty when it's done. The yarn is really springy, so I think it's gonna be a lot bigger once I block it and wet it. But I really love that pattern. I think that's really pretty. I think there's like 500 and some stitches on here now. And I am a horrendously slow knitter, so it just takes me a little bit of time to get done. So what I am gonna do, and I showed you in the video, the next one I'm gonna do is planting seeds, since I've been planting and digging and out in the garden. And that's another Helen Stewart pattern. So, but yeah, this is Toad Hollow, and this is a kit. I think this one Helen made, and I also have the kit using the exact colors that Mary Beth used, and they're more softer, pastel-y colors. So, so I'll probably do that maybe in the fall for spring. Hopefully I'll get it done by next spring. But what I'm excited to show you is last year, there's a little bit of hay in there. Last year I picked tons and tons of dandelions, and I dyed up these 2 bundles. I don't even know how many. I want to say this is 8 ounces. I weighed one of them. I think they're about 8 ounces. So it's definitely worsted weight yarn. This came from Taos Valley Wool Mill in New Mexico, and I've had this yarn for a really super duper long time. And so this is the dandelion. This is a more brighter yellow. And this is a very pale yellow. So I love these, but I'll insert a video right now to show you that what I have in my dye bath right now is Brazil wood, and I soaked the yarn in vinegar first, and the colors are gorgeous. That color is really, really pretty. So I'll insert it here. Okay. But I also, I had some avocados in the freezer, and the color just wouldn't set. It just came out like a tan, very, like super pale tan. And so, and I used alum as my mordant, and I weighed out the correct weights, and I did everything that you're supposed to do, but it didn't turn out. So I had some iron crystals, and I did a dye bath. I threw, using the avocado dye bath, I just threw in the iron crystals, and look, it's such a soft, I don't know, like a silvery, soft, putty gray. And I just love that. It's still wet. I rinsed it out this morning, and it's been hanging on the back porch. It's dry in places, but right here, it's really damp. And I think you can even see the change in color. So, so I love that color. And look at that. And, or, look at those three colors. I think I like the softer yellow, this yellow, with the gray. But with the Brazil wood yarn, we'll have to see what that turns out like. But I have a cabinet in the garage, and it's filled with all kinds of dyes, acid dyes, and most of what I want to use is the natural dyes. But I had these jars of color. I don't know, I think one year I was experimenting with like strawberries and berries and beets and all kinds of stuff. And I just put them in a mason jar, and they've been sitting out there. Didn't smell all that great when I opened up the jar, but this was soaked with alum, and then I just dumped in this berry colored water, and this is the color. So it's a little, I think it's a little bit on the uneven side, but I still, like right here, it's a little lighter in places and a little darker, but it could be because it's still damp. So I am gonna look in my library of dye books and see, you know, what causes colors to be uneven, and what are the best mordants to use so that it sets the color. So this is a lot of yarn to put in a pot too. But I think that these three colors, what do you think, guys? I'm actually thinking that I think I'm gonna do a blanket, a big blanket, like a check. What do you think? So I want to show you that, and then I have to show you this really cute thing. I have fallen in love with gauze fabric, and my daughter Jacqueline's friend Nicole just had a little baby girl, and I went to a little craft festival a couple weeks ago in Bluefield. Well, it was actually in Wytheville, Virginia. I know there's a right way to say that. I'm saying it wrong. Wytheville. I don't know. But anyway, there was this really cute family, and there were two moms, and they had these linen aprons on that they made, and the kids were selling little things that they made, and the moms were selling things that they made. And so the baby was born early May, so I think she'll still fit into this, but oh my gosh. And it says, "You belong among the wildflowers." And I just love that. Little cotton. Be nice. We're supposed to get, the temperature's supposed to be up in the 90s, 91 on Tuesday. It's actually in the 50s or low 60s right now. So I'm going to go out and mow the grass and do some weed trimming. But this is what the other thing that I bought from this family. And I have some gauze material. I showed it on one of my earlier videos, and I cut out one piece, and there's a video that shows you how to put fur trim on. But when I saw these, I thought, I like these so much better. This is, it could be, let me read it to you so I get it right. This could be a baby swaddle blanket, are made of 100% cotton gauze. They are large and intended to grow with baby from swaddle stage all the way to the toddler cuddle blanket stage. Wash in your favorite baby detergent and dry in the dryer or allow to dry in the soft summer breezes. These just get softer over time and with loving cuddles. And this is 42 by 42. And let me see if they have the name of their, no, this just says Gerber. And onesie. If I think of it, oh, I wanted to tell you who made these. But I also bought the little matching. This says, these small cotton squares are made of 100% cotton gauze. They are intended for anything you would like to use them. They can be used as bibs, a bandana for your little girl's head, a burp cloth, or a snuggle blanket for the car seat on those hot summer days. Wash in your favorite baby detergent and dry in the dryer, or allow to dry in the soft summer breezes. These just get softer. This is 25 by 25. So I have a whole bunch of gauze, and I am gonna make some of these up because I think they're just adorable. I just love them. So this, I'm gonna put in the mail on Monday with this little onesie, and then I think I'm gonna send her some candy and some honey in a little jar. So yeah, I just thought they were so sweet. So I just wanted to pop on and share these things with you. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're not in blazing heat. I don't do good in heat. I'm fine when the temperature's 70, 60, but when it gets into the high 80s and 90s, I actually turned my air on because I just couldn't take it. Earlier this week, it was just stifling. So, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you subscribe to my video. Please hit the like button, comment. I'd love to hear from you. I always love to hear from everyone, and by hitting the like button and the subscribe button, it just allows my channel to grow. So, well, this is it. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.